Nicola Bulley, a 45-year-old mother of two, went missing here in St Michael's in Lancashire. It remains and always has been our priority to find Nicola as soon as possible and to bring her back to her family.
Almost 2 weeks have passed since mum of two, Nicola Bulley, disappeared. The case has confused Lancashire police and search teams. They believe she fell into the River Wyre, but they've not found any firm evidence to support that theory. Nicola was last seen in St Michael's on Wyre in Lancashire at around 9:15 a.m. on January the 27th. Since then, there's been no trace of the mum, with search efforts ramping up.
We've received literally thousands of pieces of information from the public, the wider community, Nicola's family and friends, which we've been combing through diligently. This means at the moment there are around 500 active pieces of information and lines of inquiry that we're working on to try and find answers for Nicola's family.
This is the journey police believe Nicola took that morning. At 8:43, she was walking her dog Willow home. She dropped her children off at school and walked down the main road and across a bridge that now bears her face. Nicola walked down a path that runs alongside the River Wyre and was seen by a dog walker who she knew at around 8:50.
The inquiry team remains fully open-minded to any information that may indicate where Nicola is or what happened to her.
Nicola often worked from home with her partner Paul Ansell. They both walk in that area regularly, and Paul is well known in the community and very well recognised. He remains hopeful that Nicola will be found alive.
It just seemed absolutely impossible. Just like a dream. Just cannot get my head around any of it. I don't know how I'm coping. I don't even want to actually think about that. Just focus. Just like I say, it's just about the girls, that's it. I'm there for them.
By 8:53, she'd started some work. She sent an email to her boss before logging into a Teams call at just after 9. That was without her microphone or camera turned on. She walked past a bench overlooking the river, and at 9:10 she was seen by a second witness. That was the last known sighting of Nicola. At 9:30, her Teams call ended, but Nicola was still logged in. And at around 9:35, the mobile and her dog Willow were found at a bench by the river, but there was no sign of Nicola. Police had previously said that their main working hypothesis is that Nicola had sadly fallen into the river. So far, they've drafted in the Coast Guard, the Fire Service, and underwater search experts.
Our work around the search of the river and the riverbank continues, and this includes many pieces of different technical equipment, including sonar, pole cameras, drones, underwater drones, and so on.
But extensive searches have proven unsuccessful, and the head of a specialist dive squad, Peter Faulding, says his team have ended their search and have done all that they can.
So we've ruled out the main area. That was what I call the hot spot where Nicola was phone was last seen, obviously adjacent to the field where she was, and then we've gone right up the river and we've cleared that whole stretch of river extremely thoroughly with police divers, and we have done what we come to do to actually clear that for the family and the police. That's done.
Police are continuing to search for Nicola further down the river towards the sea. But speaking to TalkTV, Peter said he didn't believe Nicola's body could be there.
Is it impossible that she's in the sea?
I would say it's impossible, absolutely. And there's a lot of shallows down there, a lot of snag points. When it gets shallow, as the tide goes out, we grounded our boat yesterday. We couldn't get back, so we had to take it out down there. It's that shallow. So any person in there would just be seen when the tide went out.
So if Nicola isn't found in the water, where could she be? Well, police have said that it could have been a possibility that Nicola left the field via an exit that leads onto Gersting Lane, either by herself or with someone else.
Is there any chance that Nicola could have left by that way, either by herself or with somebody else?
Yes, that is a possibility, but that's why we appeal for drivers to come forward to try and close off that avenue, or to at least explain and negate any sightings on that lane.
And Nicola's friend Heather Gibbons says she's keeping an open mind as the search continues.
The truth is, if we look at it factually, nobody knows until there is some evidence. I know that the family are massively appreciative of all the police have done. So we feel we've got the best of the best on that water, and hopefully it will there'll be a conclusion one way or the other. And if they find nothing, then maybe it's time to start looking down other avenues.
Lancashire Police have released these photos of what Nicola was wearing on the day she disappeared. They're appealing for anyone who might know anything to come forward.
We're never ever going to lose the hope, of course we're not. But right now, it is as though she has vanished into thin air. Just insane.